we were invited to go wine tasting for the very first time at Francis Ford Coppola Winery in California. It was part of our epic trip to Sonoma County, which we made into a big video. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it now and come back. Now, this is an uncut interview which we promised for anyone who wanted to know more about the wines and the theory behind wine tasting. Or if you're just a newbie like us and you want to find out what happens. Oh, here we come. I better go. See you later. We'll link to the big video at the end, okay? How are you doing? Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
David.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
So, we've never done a tasting before. What happens?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to taste some wines here. What we want to do is try and get some aromas. The thing about smelling wine, or smells in general, is that it's hardwired right from our nose to our brain. The earliest things we smelled, we're going to smell the rest of our lives. So let's start with the Viognier. All the grapes, wines that we're tasting today, they're all French varietals. All the grapes are grown here in California, and specifically here in Sonoma County, where we have so many microclimates. We can grow virtually anything here from anywhere in the world, as long as we get water to it. So the Viognier grape is a grape that was primarily used for blending for many years, and now it's a varietal that people have found and rediscovered. They like it an awful lot. It's a white wine, and this one is fermented in stainless steel tanks, so it never touches the oak barrel at all. You should get on the tip of the tongue white peaches, and on the back of the palate a guava taste. This particular wine is very soft, so it's got no acidity at all.
It smells so fresh, doesn't it?
It is very nice wine.
Is there a correct way to drink it, or?
Yeah, what you want to do when you're wine tasting is you want to hold by the stem.
Okay.
Okay? And when you hold by the stem of the glass, you're not warming up the wine, because you want it to be at the right temperature. And the first thing you want to do is you want to swirl it a little bit in the glass. You're doing a couple things there.
The legs.
Yeah, you'll see the legs. If it's a higher alcohol content, a higher viscosity, and you have a nice clean glass, you'll get legs running down the side of the wine. So this doesn't have a lot of viscosity, so you're not going to see a lot of legs. Then you're going to not put your nose deep into it, just on the outside of it, and sniff. And that's when you start getting different scents.
So you put your whole nose in, did you say? Or
No.
Put it away?
Just a little bit away. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah. So what smell do you get off of it?
Grapes.
It's grapes with a strong hint of alcohol, right?
I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
I practice a lot at home.
Yeah, that's good. So this wine, you would pair it with lobster or crab or any kind of seafood. I like it particularly with anything with curry in it, because it really makes that fruit
nice.
pop a lot. You know, the curry opens the taste buds, and then
That would be nice.
It's
You're
really
making
fresh
you're making me crave a curry now.
yeah, there you go.
And there's no real horrible aftertaste. Like
No, not at all.
Wines, is there?
No,
We're used
no,
to the
no.
cheap wines. That's
Yeah.
our problem.
So you get a great, a lot of people on the aftertaste on this, they get a little bit of melon. I don't know if you're getting that or not. Yeah. So the next wine we have is a Pinot Noir. And this is also a French varietal. It's actually a very difficult grape to grow. But we buy these grapes from the Dutton family. They've been growing for 5 generations here in Sonoma County in the Russian River area. Now this is also a very soft wine. It doesn't have a lot of acidity at all. And you'll get all the berries on this: raspberry, blackberry, blueberry. You get a nice mineral aftertaste, as you would expect from a Sonoma County Pinot. Great floral smell on it. This is so soft, it's almost like having a mouthful of velvet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
And I'm not usually a red wine drinker, but already this feels like it's not going to be too heavy.
No, not at all. It's very soft. It's a thin-skinned grape. Yeah. One of my favorite things in the wine country is when they're crushing the Pinot grapes, because the smell is so fantastic. It is so floral.
So why is Sonoma County so good for growing?
Well, we have a lot of things going on here. We have an influence of the ocean and the bay. We have great soil conditions, great drainage, fantastic weather. You know, it's always in the 80s. And the temperature will drop a good 30 degrees at night in this area where these grapes are grown. So it's just prime and perfect for growing grapes.
Yeah.
The grapes like the heat of the day, then they like the coolness of the night. It helps for great fruit formation. You know, we've got good water supplies, so it just helps the grapes, and it's something that has been going on here since the 1850s, really.
The Russian River here, it's just, and the heat, it's just like the perfect climate, huh?
And like you said, it's got a bit of everything, because within minutes you go from the trees to the crashing waves. So you've got the sea and the ocean, and then the redwoods within minutes of each other, and it's just it does have a bit of everything.
And you have literally an infinite number of microclimates in all those little canyons and nooks and crannies out there. And what causes it is a couple of things. One is in the Central Valley, it gets extremely hot, and the hot air rises, so it creates a vacuum. It pulls the marine layer in. So with all the hills and the different spots on the county, the fog is held back in some areas it's pulled through. Where the Golden Gate Bridge sits is the only natural opening on the coastline. So that's why the fog pours through there in July and August. And it's cold in San Francisco in August.
In the summer.
Exactly.
What was the saying we heard? There's nothing colder. What is it?
Then San Francisco summer.
Mark Twain was credited with
That's
that.
right.
He's never had a colder winter than a summer in San Francisco.
That's right. Yep. Sounds about right.
As no kind of wino, this almost tastes like a white wine because it's so soft.
Because it's soft, yeah. So you would
You're
pair.
not a big fan of
I don't like red wines loads. But
You would pair this with like a lamb chop or lamb. Goes great with a grilled pork chop. For Thanksgiving dinner, you know, here in the States we have turkey and stuffing and all those kind of things. Goes great with turkey. I guess in England where you're from, you have the Sunday roast.
Exactly.
You have the pheasant, right? Yeah. It would go great with pheasant.
With that. So game kind of.
Yeah, any kind of.
we need to start doing
Foul.
pheasants on our Sunday roast bit.
Literally up our game. Fantastic.
Edit that out.
So the one thing I always see in tastings is the spit jar.
Right.
What's this for? Tell us what this is all about. Is this when I become a proper wine connoisseur?
Right. So you have the spittoon here, so that if you were tasting numerous wines, you don't always want to swallow them because you're going to get a little buzz going. Maybe you have to drive, things like that. So with this, you taste the wine and then you spit it out into the spittoon. The proper method is to hold it and then like so.
I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, give it a try.
There we go. I'm in Sonoma County. I'm in wine country. I've got to try it.
We went to like swish it around.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, here.
Oh, is the
You're gonna have to work on that. Yeah. We'll keep going until you get it right. How's that?
My turn.
Yeah, sure.
Try to. When in Rome, when in Sonoma.
Absolutely.
Okay. So is there a proper way to drink, or like do I have to smell and then?
Whatever works for you, but you might want to just take a little sip on the tip of the tongue and then roll it back onto the back of the tongue. That way you get a full taste on your palate.
Oh, I swallowed it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not very good at this.
Yeah.
Tasting.
Well, it takes a lot of practice not to swallow.
It's not a natural thing to spit out wine for me.
Right.
So is there a correct way to, you meant to have a dash of water in between to get the palate normal, or you just go through them?
I tend to just go through them and have the water at the end, but it's important whenever you're drinking wine or any alcohol to hydrate, especially in the hot day that we have today. You want to drink as much water as you can today. That way you don't get the effects of the alcohol quite so much. So why don't we do a little water here?
Looking good.
So now this is Alexander Valley water, 2019.
Even the water's
Even the
vintage.
water has a vintage here.
I'm getting notes of rain and glaciers.
Hydrogen and oxygen and very oxygenated. I can say that too much.
Yeah.
I haven't been saying that.
So if we're going to move on to the next two, what we can do is just pour the wines in here.
Yeah.
We'll just reuse those glasses.
This feels so wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like this part.
Yeah. Well, this is a judgment-free zone. You can taste as much as you'd like. All right, so the next wines we have are two of my favorites, really. The first thing is a Syrah. And these grapes are grown in the Sonoma Valley. That's about 20 miles southeast of where we're sitting right now. And the Syrah is a very soft red wine. It's got a lot of tannins, but it is soft. This goes great with anything that comes out of a smoker or off of a barbecue or grill. Just a fantastic, almost a caramel smell on this one.
So it's interesting. So the grapes aren't always just what's out there.
Oh no, we buy grapes from all over the county. There are some fantastic vineyards here that have been in people's families for generations. They're farmers and their crop is grapes.
Yeah.
And we buy from them.
That's so smoky.
Yeah.
It's almost like, not cigar, but that kind of flavor is it's lovely.
I can imagine.
Now imagine that with the crispy part of a brisket or the bark on some barbecued ribs. And
you're making me crave these foods with this wine when I'm drinking it. That's exactly what I want right now.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Sounds better than that right now.
That's lovely.
Now this next wine is a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's grown right here in Alexander Valley. As a matter of fact, it's grown right out that window over there.
Love it.
And this one you're going to get all the great cab taste. You'll get full ripe cherried stewed fruit, maybe a little fig, maybe some vanilla on it. You definitely get the nice oak. It was aged in oak for, I think that one's about 18 months actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these two wines you can lay down for a good 10, 15 years if you wanted to.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
I think that's my favourite.
Mine too.
There's just something about it. You wouldn't rush this wine. You'd just enjoy it.
Savor that one.
Savor every sip. Oh. What percentage of it is smell, do you think, and what percentage is the taste?
Well, it's, all the senses are involved in wine tasting. The sense of smell, the sense of taste, the sense of touch. And when you put your glasses together in a toast like so, even the sense of hearing's involved.
Yeah.
I'd have this one with a Yorkshire pudding.
Done. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. That was awesome.
It's my pleasure.
Experience, and to do it in a
Thank you for coming to visit Coppola.
We'll be back.
Okay, thank you.
Watch our full Sonoma video here, and we've got lots more from California in this playlist. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss another video.